Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers. About a year ago, a couple days after I purchased Clifford, the big red van, I took him out on his maiden voyage, which was, I believe, if I remember right, was just a junk haul from the storage unit back to my house back in the day. And you know what? For some reason, on that particular day, I shot a bunch of video of that. I don't remember if it's any good or what I was talking about at the time, but if I don't show it to you now, it's going to get lost in the dusty back closet of my computer's external hard drive. So I thought, what the tits? I'll show it to you now. And then after we're all done, we'll come back here tomorrow, back in the current times. And who knows? Maybe we'll do something cool. But for now, let's go back about a year ago. Take a look at old Clifford. Why not, right? You get what you paid for. Gather your things, and let's do it. Loser. Hey guys, it's me, Doug. It's about 6:10 in the morning, and we got some stuff we need to talk about. First, I want to let you know that Clifford got a couple very important updates. We're going to go take a look at them right now. If you don't know who Clifford is, then clearly you've been living under a fucking cock, because Clifford is my big red van that you seen in that other video. Well, what do you think? Should I come back in the morning and buy Clifford, the big red van? You know what? I think I will. See you in the morning, Cliff. They've only been open for 20 minutes and it's Saturday morning. They're gonna hate my guts. I'm the first annoying asshole customer in their face. And just like that. Alright, first thing second. As you know, while you're boondocking, or working, or traveling, or hiding out in airport parking lots, you need a place to eat at all times. So look, my chair was tall enough to sit on that hook without flying around the van, but my table was not, so rigged it up with a little zip tie, dude. Anyways, today, me and you, we gotta go do things, alright? We gotta go fill up these waters. We gotta go to the laundromat, and we gotta empty out my storage unit. Now, if you're new to the story, you may be asking yourself, why did I need on that particular day a year ago to fill up those water jugs and go to the laundromat and empty out a storage unit if I had a house and a garage? Why wasn't my stuff just there? Well, if you're new to this story, to this saga, my house I had for 6 years, and I could never keep up with the mortgage and the maintenance together. It either had to be one of the two. I was there by myself. It was a one-income home on an acre of land out in the beautiful country, and there was a lot about it that I loved. I actually loved it so much that every time I would leave and put my stuff into storage and get me a place, I couldn't just move all at once, because I have never, for years and years, ever had a group of friends or family that is even willing to text back, let alone schedule a move out day like normal families do for each other. So I would always have to get a storage unit first, and over time fill that up by myself, then get my new place, and then move out of the storage unit into the new place over time, because I'm only one person. I tried to do that there at that house like 10 times or something, depending on the severity level, whether I went fully abandoned the joint or was fully moved into a storage unit. I mean, it happened a few times, but I would always chicken out and come back to that house because I was afraid to leave what I thought would have been like this peace and this freedom out in the country. Well, come to find out, I got that here. I wish I'd have just moved out and gave up on that house a long time ago. You know, hindsight is perfectly clear compared to not knowing yet. Looking back on it now, obviously, I would have done things different. At the time, I was doing what I knew to do at the time and what I thought was best at the time. That's the human experience. That's all we can do. But that's how that went down. The water jug and the laundromat is because one of many things that broke and stayed broke on that property was the water well. I was 3 driveways that way from being able to plug into city water. I was 6 driveways in that direction from being able to plug into county water. So those of us right in that middle, where those two companies refused to close that gap for whatever reason, we had to have water wells put in. When I bought the place, it had a functioning well and the system was good. Not really, that's a whole other story, but it did work at times, and I was able to do, at least at first, laundry and flush the toilet and take a shower and all that stuff. That quickly changed, and I actually lived in that house for 4.5 to 5 years without water, and had to fill up jugs at a free spring close to where I work, and I've had to go to the laundromat that whole time. So I had a beautiful 5-acre home out in the country on a beautiful, rather 5-bedroom home out in the country on a 1-acre lot, and but I had to go to the laundromat every week, and and had to use all my showering water and toilet flushing water. I had to hand load it first, so I showered out of a bucket for 4.5, 5 years, and I had that home for over 6 years, and it was always a mess. When I first moved in, I didn't even have a push mower, or rather didn't have a riding mower. I had to push mow. The push mower I had at the time was the first one. The front tires bent in, so I had to. It was so difficult to push, and I had no money to buy a different one, so I would actually pull mow an entire acre of land that first summer I was there. Then I got a different one that was self-propelled. The back panel came off or fell off or something, and the grass and the rocks and the sticks would just hit my shins the whole time. Then I eventually got a rider, sold it during one of my attempts to move out. Later bought a zero turn that my realtor took recently. Said he was going to knock a bunch, like 1,000 off commish, but still charged me $15,000 just for doing what? An hour of work? 2 hours at the most? Absolutely ridiculous. There's a plane taking off. So at the house, I got to see trains. Here I get to hear them, but I don't get to see them. But I do get to see airplanes all day, every day here at the apartment. And I got to watch this being built. And I don't have to mow a yard all day Saturday. I can do anything else I want. I'm actually like free to get my finances together because I don't have to pay for constant, relentless, ever building repairs that need done. It's like the list of repairs just got bigger and bigger, and the bigger it got, the less I was able to keep up. If I wouldn't have sold my house when I did, it would have got worse and worse, and who knows if I would have ever had a chance to sell that house with any kind of walking cash. So I wish I didn't wait so long. However, I can say things have worked out pretty good so far. So here we are. That's why on that day I had to get water and go to the laundromat and go to the storage unit, because I was moving back into the house after one of my failed attempts to leave. And now that I have the luxury of the tour bus, I can load up my storage unit and keep it in here and just let it sit here beside the house until I'm damn right well and ready to offload the shit. And that's worth every dime you paid. And since you have been beating down my door for some kind of van integration video, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I'm getting water in the big blue jugs, not to be confused with my big blue bulls. Place. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has a better view of the city than me. Now my blower's not working at all. That's good news, except not. Yep, I can confirm at this hour that my blower is shot. I either have to wait for the temperature to heat up and do this mission in the heat, which was the entire purpose of me leaving the house this early, to avoid such a deal, or abort mission. Sometimes you roll with the punches, and sometimes you get punched square in the fucking mouth. But for now, it's time to get in on some burrito. I can see why people are kind of fascinated with the idea of going stealth when they are vanning it up. Because just being in here in this parking lot feels kind of wrong. Plus, I can hear a lot of stuff going on around me, but I don't know what it is because this is my view. So I feel like I'm hiding. And I feel like I need to hide when really I don't. But it's just kind of like a unwritten rule of being in your van. You have to be incognito, which you don't, but you feel like you do. It's weird. It's a paradox, or whatever the word is I need for you to come up with for me to say. The other day, I hopped in the van, was going down the road, and I noticed right here under the mirror, there was this giant brown spider. And right as I saw it, the wind took it completely out of its web, and it went right here over my left shoulder. So as I'm going down the road, trying not to put it in the ditch, I'm trying to look over my shoulder as much as I can to see if it's on the seat behind me or on the wall behind me, and I didn't see it at all. About 3 minutes later, I felt it crawling on the right side of my neck. So I instinctually flipped it off of me, somehow ended up falling down in front of me, down betwixt my legs, and I didn't know where it went. So I drove to a park that was close by and pulled in because I couldn't stop where I was, and jumped out and was looking around for it. I just wanted to make sure this thing was present and accounted for before it crawled onto my neck again. And there it was on the floor, this giant brown beast, 8-legged alien from outer space. And I'm ashamed to say that I smashed it with my flip-flop, and it died. What I needed the most is this right here. so I can fill it up with dirt and start filling in the trench in my front yard. This seat is to my old 2002 Dodge Dakota Sport. And man, a lot of memories in that '02 Dakota. A lot of memories on that seat specifically. Including ones that we ain't gonna talk about right now. May or may not have took a piss right here. It's too hot out to fiddle dick around and try to get the rest of that crap in here on this one run. Next time, biatch. Whatever you do, don't invest in a fence or a gate. All you need is a trail cam. That way, when someone comes in and empties out a storage unit that belongs to one of your tenants, at least you got a really cool video to watch of it. Now let's head to the water hole. There is a pack of small dogs back there going apeshit. There appears to be a domestic disturbance in the pack. Just like new. Peggy, this here is God's country. We have arrived, and I have a hot shit in the chamber. So I'm going to put a load in the machine, then run across the street to Taco Bell to drop a whole different kind of load. There was a couple in the laundromat all standing up each other's ass, acting weird. Then I walked in, they started talking to each other real loud. Like, you know how people start talking to each other when they want to sound like they're normal people, because you know they're fucking weirdos and they're not, so they're trying to overcompensate. They were like, yeah, honey, yeah, well, when we get home, we can go ahead and clean up the cat boxes first, and then we'll pick out a movie for the night. It's just kind of a low-key, chill night. I was so tempted to just say, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares that you weirdos just got over a big fight last night when you found fucking Asian porn on his computer. I'm not sure what feels nicer, dropping this turd or the air conditioning. It's hotter than Mama June's tampon after hot yoga out there. I might just stay in this bathroom for 20 minutes till my laundry's done. Might have to go out there and get me a Baja Blast to come back in, lock the door, and relax. Take a little nap on the floor in here. I bailed out of there without drying my clothes. I'm just taking my wet clothes home because I can dry at home. I just can't wash. I have electricity, just not water. You know what I mean, dude? That's right. At the house for 5 years, I was able to dry my clothes only because I did not have water, but I did have electricity here at the apartment. I'm able to take care of that problem all in one shot here in my own home, which solves so many problems because here I actually have water, a thing of beauty. If only this had a handle. I have an idea? Whoa. That's the noise I make when I'm really turned on. Dirty bitch. And there you have it. That's really kind of like the first long half-day activity I've ever done with old Clifford. So as sure as this rubber mat is toasting my buns, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Not really sure why you did, but thanks, I guess.